Like, you want to go out and do something exciting that gets your adrenaline pumping and not live a boring life, like a cookie cutter life like everyone else. A cookie cutter life like everyone else. A cookie cutter life like everyone else.
61, Bay of Pigs. What happened?
We all got killed.
There's not to make a reply, there's not to reason why. There's but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600.
Or being glorified. Or being glorified.
The military, when I was growing up, was to be highly respected. The movies, the books, and even the talk at the family table was war. My dad was in the Korean War. His brothers were in the World War II. He probably had 4 brothers that were in World War II, and he died very much a part of our lives in the 1960s and 1970s. And of course, coming home and watching the news every night with Vietnam going on, it was even more ingrained or embedded into your brain that war was a everyday part of our life. I think that the reason he elected to sign up and go to the Korean War was because he had viewed his brothers coming home from World War II and all of the notoriety and the fame that they could receive. My dad's on the front line and had been on the front line of the Korean War. My dad says it's probably 10 degrees below zero. The winds are howling. It's his birthday. It's February 3rd. They've had activity all day. There's bombing. They're constant firing. They have artillery going, trying to keep the Chinese from attacking them. He said just a really rough day. And he said finally there was kind of a lull, and they looked up coming off the mountain, and they saw this Jeep coming at them from behind the lines, which means it's one of our men. But the thought that the whole unit had was, what idiot would come here during the middle of an attack, which essentially that day had been an attack. We were all chuckling, saying, well, it's got a general's flag on it, but there's no way a general would be coming up here at this time of day. So they all had their guns out, thinking maybe somebody got in from behind them. They were going to think it could be an attack from behind. And my uncle pulls up in the general's Jeep, and he says, I'm here to see my brother. And they said, who's your brother? And he said, AliJenkins. And they said, Lieutenant, you understand that we're in the middle of an attack? And he said, I don't care. I'm here to see my brother. It's his birthday. They went and got my brother or my dad, and they had a beer, and they covered for him during the attack. And my uncle declared that he better get back before he's put in the brig for the rest of his life, so he jumped in the Jeep and took off. Well, apparently the general wasn't real happy, and he did spend, I think, 3 months in the brig for stealing his Jeep. He didn't care. My uncle's like, I don't care. It's my brother's birthday, and I'm going to see him, and I don't care if it's on the front line of the Korean War. And he showed up in the general's Jeep. So we all spoke about it all the time growing up, not about the specifics of war, but about the silly stories that went with the war. It was always about the silly, mundane things that were fun. They adored one another, and they did anything for one another. When I went recently to Virginia to see one of the family reunions, one of my cousins told me, he said, there's a man looking for you, and or for someone in AliJenkins' family, and he said he's come from Texas. And it was to himself that he was one of my dad's best friends from the Korean War, and he wanted to tell me that he was sorry that my dad had passed away, and that he wanted to tell me just how fine a man he was, and that it was an honor fighting with him war. That I don't understand it, but that's the type of camaraderie that they all seem to develop. They didn't fight the war for the people back home. They fight it for the guys in the trenches next to them. That's what every one of them will tell you. They don't give a damn about us. When they're thrown into living and dying and survival, it's really, they do it for their buddies.
Cannon to the left of them, cannon to the right of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered. Stormed at with shot and shell, boldly they rode, and well, all that was left of them, left of 600.